अपर्याप्तं तदे अस्माकं
अपर्याप्तं तदस्माकं
बलं भीष्माभिरक्षितम्
भीष्माभिरक्षितम्
पर्याप्तं त्व इदम् एतेषां
एतेषां
बलं भीमाभिरक्षितम्
बलभीमाभिरक्षितम् पर्याप्तम्
अपर्याप्तम्
immeasurable
immeasurable
that
तत्
that
that
अस्माकं
अस्माकं
of ours
of ours
balam
balam
strength Bhishma
Bhishma
by grandfather Bhishma
by grandfather Bhishma
Abhirakshitam
Abhirakshitam
perfectly protected Paryaptam
Paryaptam
limited to
to
but
but
idam
idam
all these etesham
etesham
of the Pandavas
of the Pandavas
balam
balam strength
bhima
Bhima
by Bhima
Bhima
Abhirakshitam
Abhirakshitam
carefully protected. Translation: our strength is immeasurable and we are perfectly protected by grandfather Bhishma, whereas the strength of Pandavas, carefully protected by Bhima, is limited. So, purport, you can read everybody one sentence.
You can start.
Okay. Herein, an estimation of comparative strength is made by Duryodhana.
Keep on.
He thinks that the strength of his armed force is immeasurable, being specifically protected by the most experienced general grandfather Bhishma.
On the other hand, the forces of the Pandavas are limited, being protected by a less experienced general Bhima, who is like a stick in the presence of Bhishma.
Duryodhana
was always envious of Bhima because he knew perfectly well that if he should die at all, he would only be killed by Bhima.
But at the same time, he was confident of his victory on account of the presence of Bhishma, who was far superior general.
His conclusion that he would come out of the battle victorious was well ascertained.
So there is a backstory behind this. There were few heroes like Bhima. You know that all the 5 people.
No, you have to tell.
Okay. So there is Bhima, there is Duryodhan, there is Kichaka, and there is Jarasandha. All of them have the same strength of 10,000 elephants. And nobody can be defeated, all of them. But they all also were blessed by one condition. Whoever kills the first person, that person only will kill the rest of the others. So that was an arrangement. So Krishna was particular that Jarasandha was killed first by Bhima. So that happened when they were doing exile. During the exile, they were supposed to, there is 12 years of exile and 1 year is incognito, meaning they have to hide, they have to disguise themselves. And if they got caught within that 1 year, they have to repeat the 12 years, stay in the forest again.
And the 13th year also.
And the 13th year also. The same term will continue. So in that 13th year, so what happened? They dressed themselves as Brahmanas. So this Jarasandha was there to fight. So what happened? Nobody could defeat Jarasandha. Jarasandha, how he was born, is again another backstory. He and one king wanted a son. So he was not getting a son. So he was asking anybody, whoever is a saintly person, to bless him. So one saintly person blessed him and gave him a fruit. Said, you give this to your wife and you'll have a very strong son. Then what happened? He had two wives. But the sadhu gave only one fruit. So he used his intelligence. He thought, I'll cut the fruit and give one half to each. So when they got the baby, each one got half baby. And he got scared, seeing that it's like, very bad thing. So he took both the parts and he threw in the forest. So then there was one demon who was going by and saw there were two parts, and then the demon took both the baby parts and it joined, and the baby came to life. And the name of the demon was Jara. So Jara Sandha means one who is joined by the demon Jara. So that is then the demon gave a blessing to this baby that he cannot be killed by anybody unless he is again removed the same way. He split apart like that until only then he'll be killed. So this secret nobody knows. Only Krishna knows.
Krishna.
So this when the challenge came to fight Jarasandha, everybody was getting defeated.
What was the blessing this guy gave?
The demon. He can be killed only if he split the same way how he was joined. Otherwise, he cannot be killed. So then, when the fight was going on, then these Brahmanas, they were dressed as Brahmanas. Then Jarasandha said, I don't want to fight with Brahmanas. What is this? I should have equal match. Then out of all the five guys, I see this guy is little more stout. I can fight him. So Bhima goes. Then Bhima was trying very hard. He was not dying. Then Krishna gives a prompt. He takes one blade of grass and he just
I
splits
think
it.
I saw this in the
Yeah.
Mahabharata or something.
Yeah, Mahabharata is there. So he splits, and that's how he gets the idea. And then Bhima actually splits Jarasandha and he throws him. But then he comes back and joins again. How many times ever he throws, he's coming back and joins. Then Krishna says, no, not like that. You throw him in opposite direction so that he can never join again.
It's like he has a magnet inside his
Yeah,
body,
something like that.
which makes him, attract each other with the other. And so when they are
Father of Jarasandha.
The demon Jara joined the king's name. I don't remember the king's name. Yes.
So why were they fighting?
Fighter always want to show off, right? I want to fight. There's nobody who can. There's nobody. It's an open challenge. Anybody I can fight me and defeat me.
And he is also a demon
He's demon.
because he got the
Yeah,
power.
yeah.
You know Jarasand's story again. Jarasandh is, Kans is, Kans has a wife, right?
Okay.
That wife's brother is Jarasandh.
Okay.
And Jarasandh actually came to fight with Krishna and Balaram when Krishna came to Mathura and he killed Kans, right? So now Kans is Jarasandh's Jijaji. So Jarasandh gets very angry. What is this? The small boys came and they killed my Jijaji. So they fought with Krishna every time. Every time Jarasandh would come with so much army and everything, Krishna would kill everyone and send him back. But not kill Jarasandh. He would not kill Jarasandh.
Why? Because Jarasandh would bring more demons. He'll collect so many demons and he will come back to Mathura to attack. To take revenge.
Destroy all the
So Krishna,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't want to go and kill one guy. You collect and bring them all. So 17 times he
21
attacks.
times.
21 times he attacks Mathura.
And then 21st time, then Krishna finally, because all the people of Mathura were tired, every time Jarasandh comes, Krishna kills everyone. And there's so much, like, it's not smooth life, right? There's always something going on. So then all the people of Mathura say, we don't want to stay here. Krishna, let us leave from here. So then Krishna decides, so he's called Ranchod. Have you heard this thing? Ranchod.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because he actually, Krishna left the war and he went away. 21 times he fought with Jarasandha, and every time Jarasandha lost. But the 21st time, because of the people of Mathura, finally Krishna says, I'll leave. Even with the getting a bad name that Krishna is like a gunshot, that he's left the battlefield, he didn't mind because he wanted to make Dwarka. So,
No, there is another story. Why he ran away? Because Krishna wanted to kill another demon, Muchukunda.
ah,
So there's a demon called Muchukunda. He cannot be killed in any other way. So Krishna runs away into a den. And inside the den, this guy is sleeping, Muchukunda. So he goes inside the den and he wakes him up. So Muchukunda gets angry and he wants to attack Krishna. Then Krishna fights him and he kills him. So that's
another reason why,
why
two reasons were there actually.
yeah. So he's even though it's a ranchor, but he's not really
Yeah.
running away.
Yeah.
Because when we went to Dwaraka.
Yeah, he's called Ranchod.
Ranchod.
Yeah, Ranchod. Yeah, his
So
name.
then what happens? He finished killing there. Then everybody knew nobody can kill Jarasandha other than one of the four. So this has to be Bhima only.
Okay.
So, but then they immediately left. They don't know who killed because they know they have to hide. So they went to Virata kingdom. Inside Virata kingdom, they took shelter again under the king. All five of them become five different positions they take. Like the king's court player, he plays chess. Yudhishthira will play chess. So Arjun had one curse when he went to Indraloka. Urvasi wanted to marry. He said, "No, I can't marry you. You are like
My mother.
my mother, because Indra is born of
Arjuna.
Arjuna is born of Indra's gift, right? He's like half son of Indra.
Okay.
So Urvasi is the wife of Indra. How can you want me to marry me? That's not right. I cannot. So then she says, you are like fit for nothing. You are not a man only. You get a curse that you become like a eunuch. But then he says it's not fair. I mean, like, well, then she says, okay, I'll reduce the curse to 1 year. And that too, you can use it whenever you want. So when in that last year, he turns into eunuch. So, and then he becomes a dance teacher to the queen, a princess,
Princess.
to the princess. And then Bhima becomes a cook. And Nakul and Sahadev become
Horse keepers.
in the stable. That's how they are
And
hiding.
Draupadi
And Draupadi becomes the beautician
for the
for the
queen.
queen,
She's the Dasi.
for the Dasi. She becomes a Dasi. So all of them incognito, they are hiding and they disguise. So there Kichaka comes,
Kichaka is the king's wife's brother.
wife's brother. So he likes Draupadi and he wants, because he's a maid, so I can enjoy with her, he thinks. Then she doesn't know how to react. Then she tells to Bhima like this guy is telling to come. He says, just agree, no problem. You say yes. Then Bhima dresses like Draupadi and he goes. Then Kichaka wants to hug her. So Bhima allows, come, I'll hug you. And he hugs him so hard, he becomes a meatball. Just by hugging him, it just kills him and he becomes a meatball. So two people are dead. Now Jarasandha died, Kichaka died. 100% this has to be Bhima only, because nobody else.
Jarasandha happened in the beginning of the 1 year and
this
Kichaka
happened
at the end of the 1 year.
So then when they found Kichaka died in that kingdom, then they declared a war with the Virata kingdom to make sure we will uncover these people, and that way they will repeat the 12 years. Right? So they come and attack and everything, and they say, now we found out you guys are the five Pandavas. Nobody can protect Virata kingdom other than the five Pandavas. So your term is,
You found.
we found you, you lost. What happens? There is one Adhika Masa. One day extra will come, right? They forget to calculate the Adhika Masa. So they fought on the day of Adhika Masa. So they actually did not find the Pandavas, and they found at the end of the 13th year.
After the month is over, actually, they
After the month is over.
But they are the beginning of 14 days.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
something.
So
There was a technical error.
there was no problem with that.
Okay.
So that is the reason here Duryodhana is 100% he's using those words. He knows inside his heart he will be killed by Bhima. So he's telling politically just to boost himself actually, not to anybody else. He's telling Paryaptam Asmakam, this Bhima Virakshatam. Bhima's power is limited, but our grandfather's power is unlimited. So to actually
Delude himself.
to
He's
delude
deluded.
himself, to boost himself up, he is using these words. That is the background story why he said that.
But he was killed by Bhima only.
It's killed by Bhima only. Nobody else can kill him.
Finally, yeah.
Nobody else can kill him also.
You know,
He also
finally,
had
when did
10,000.
he kill him?
He used to be
Yes.
laid down
Yeah,
correct.
yeah.
with the club.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah. And then this happened after the war. Actually, Duryodhan went and hid inside the water. He knew that now I'll be killed. So he was not to be found anywhere. He went and he knows yoga. He's sitting inside water actually and
Yeah.
hiding there. Then they find that he is here. Krishna says he is here. You go and
Under the water.
under the water. Then Bhim goes over there.
So see all these like you're saying Duryodhan knew yoga.
Yeah,
Ravan was so
Yeah.
that
yeah.
Perfect.
even like all these you must like there's a very thin line between being a
Devotee and a
and demon.
demon. Yes.
they did
Right?
get
Oh yeah.
In Ravana, right? We are saying it, but he is a very great devotee of Shiva.
Yeah.
So when Rama wanted to, like during the Sri Lanka, he wanted to fight a war, right? So Rama made the Rameshwaram Shiva Lingam, right? He wanted an like person who is more good in the Vedas and this thing, who can come and do the establishment. He invited Ravana. Ravana came and did that lingam. He knows that Rama is praying to Shiva to.
Oh, that I should
Yeah,
have not heard.
but I
No, no,
somebody
no.
recently from HSLC temple
not
one
like
page
that.
was
No.
telling.
No, no. Rama doesn't fall in. What happens? Ravan was, see, there are two types of people who worship Lord Shiva. Devotees also worship Lord Shiva. The demons also worship Lord Shiva. And Shiva, his name is called Asutosha. Means he's very easily pleased. He'll give anything, whatever you ask, he'll give very easily. So he's called Asutosha. Now, Ravan, because these asuras, they only act on pride. Side story. So his pride was, I am so great, I can please Lord Shiva. So why should I not ask him to bring him to, with his Kailasha, I want him to come to Sri Lanka. So he starts praying to Shiva in such a way that he wants to bring Lord Shiva with the Kailasha to Lanka. That's not possible. Then he says, okay, Atmalinga, with this Atmalinga, he wanted to come. He wanted to bring. Then Shiva says, okay, fine. But then you have to come with a condition that you cannot put this linga down anywhere on the ground, even for one. Wherever you put, I will stay there only. I will not go. But then Ravan was perfect Brahmana. So there is every time Trisandhya, he has to perform Gayatri all the time, every minute he has to do. So then to trick this Ravan, then what happens? He comes up to Rameshwar. When he comes to Rameshwar, what happens? It was his time for his Gayatri. So now he has to catch his Janoi to do Gayatri. So where will he keep this Shivalinga? So then he needed somebody. Then guess who comes there? Ganesha comes. So Ganesha comes. Then he says, "Can you help me? What else do you want?" Then he says, "Just 3 minutes only. I want, I want you to carry this linga, and as soon as I finish my Gayatri, I'll take it back from you. Not more than that." Says, "Not like that. 3 minutes is too long. If you want, I will call your name 3 times, Ravan, Ravan, Ravan. If you don't come, I will take it for granted that you are not coming, you are late, and I will leave him there." Then he thinks, okay, he will say 3 times, I let me finish my Gayatri even faster than that. He calculates like that. But Ganesha is even more clever. The moment he gives, immediately chants his name 3 times, Ravan, 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 but he doesn't. This is that cheating. So that's the deal. So that's how Rameshwaram mein
No, that
Jyotirlinga came.
what? Recently, only last month or some 2 months back, when this thing was going on, so
No,
they were telling in that one, like Rama, before fighting with Ravana, right? He was praying Lord Shiva to win the war or something like that. So he was making it out of the sand or something. He was making a lingam there. So in order to make that lingam pratishtha, there had to be somebody who is like very good at reciting Vedas. He invited Ravana, and Ravana came and did and went back with him. So
we have
that,
I've not heard that part. I have not heard that part.
Ravana, by nature, he is like a good this thing. It's
No,
because of
It's not like that. No, he's called Ravana Brahma. He's not ordinary person. Brahma, Ravana Brahma. He's like on the same level of Brahma. That great he is in terms of all the Vedic rites and rituals. But he's missing the basic point of being a devotee. See, we all want to get money also. So what is our problem? Moment you want Sita for yourself, like Ravan, he wanted to enjoy himself. He became a demon. But Hanuman also wanted Sita. Same, he wanted to kidnap Sita only. But what is the purpose? To give to Ramachandra. So he is worshipped. We worship Hanuman, but we don't worship Ravan.
No,
So what happened?
it is because otherwise,
We
when
don't know
he was
about the-
died, right? Rama will ask Lakshmana to go to Ravana and get some mantras or something, right? In I don't know, in Mahabharata only I saw that this thing like
Yeah, there are so many.
Yeah.
So what happens is you have to hear from the lens of a devotee to understand the devotional qualities. So that's the main part. That's why the parampara system, what are the acharyas saying, is very important to verify. People will tell so many things, like recently somebody was telling, Dasharath means what? He has one who has 10 senses. What are the 10? 5 senses, Jnanendriyas and Karmendriyas. So that is Dasha. That's 10. Ratha means the soul. The soul inside this body is called Dasharatha. People give such type of interpretations, which is very demeaning. It is not like that. He is a great devotee who has done a lot of tapasya, and Krishna was pleased and he gave the boon that he would appear in their life 7 times. He will come as their children. So Krishna says, there is nobody like me who can become your son. Better I only will come. So he comes like several times, the same family. He comes again and again. So they are not ordinary people. But people will give these kind of analogies and reduce their. It might sound, to hear, it might sound very far out. It's very nice. But that's not how devotees present devotional aspects.
But
So,
you know, I was asking that it is very easy to get deluded. Like how a bhakta can
yeah.
become like Paul. Like how
No, no,
we
no, no.
present ourselves also.
No. There is the other part is, even though you become expert in all the Vedic rites, rituals, sacrifices, penances, all that, it does not guarantee you to become a bhakta. But once you become a bhakta, it does not matter about all the Vedic rites, rituals, karma kanda, anything, whatever it is written in the scripture, all that automatically comes to you. That is what the 8th chapter, last sloka, if you read, it will say, Vedeshu, Yajneshu, Tapasu, Chaiva. Everything will come to that devotee's heart. Automatically it will come. But if you are not a devotee, there is no guarantee, even though you got all these qualifications in the Vedas, it does not guarantee you to become a devotee.
Love is so powerful.
That is so powerful. Bhakti is so powerful.
Love is
Yes,
so
yes, exactly. That's bhakti. Very powerful.
You don't need to do any of those things.
Exactly. It's given to you. In fact, there is a verse which says, Mukti Mukilanjita. For a bhakta, at the doorstep, Mukti Devi is standing with folded hands. Along with her, there are several dasis, all the maid servants. You know who are the maid servants? To get all heavenly planets, jane ke liye, all that, and all the material benefits, all are standing in a line behind Mukti Devi in front of the devotee's house. And devotee does not even want Mukti. He does not even want liberation. He only wants Krishna Prema. So it is far excellent above everything. So like that. So also there's a beautiful verse which says, when Ramachandra is attacking Ravan, he is praying to Shiva. So Shiva is replying to Ravan. You should be helping him, no? But you know what he says? Rake Krishna Mare Krishna Rake ke. If somebody, if Krishna decides to kill somebody, nobody can protect him. But if Krishna wants to protect somebody, nobody can kill him. So you took on with my boss. So I cannot do anything. You are on your own. That's how Shiva replies to Ravan when he was actually praying to him. So yeah, I don't know that part, whatever you mentioned.
It was like one from
So you have to no, you have to, just like a lawyer who says something, you have to tell the judge, please open and show which part of the law you are quoting. Right? Whoever says that, that is exactly the parampara system. Whatever we are saying, immediately we take the reference where Prabhupada is saying and where Prabhupada is quoting from. If it is not matching, you cannot take it as a valid point. Like that, you have to verify. Unless it is verified, I cannot say if it is right or wrong. That's the point.
We'll go to the next sloka.
Yeah, sure. अयनेषु च सर्वेषु
अयनेषु च सर्वेषु
यथा भागम् अवस्थितः
यथा भागम् अवस्थितः
भीष्ममेवाभिरक्षन्तु
भीष्ममेवाभिरक्षन्तु
भवन्तः सर्व एव हि
भवन्तः सर्वे हि
अयनेषु
अयनेषु
in the strategic points
in the strategic points
cha
cha
also
also
sarveshu
सर्वेषु
everywhere
everywhere
yatha
यथा
bhagam as they are differently arranged
as they are differently arranged
avastitaha
Avastitah
situated
situated
bhishmam
Bhishma
unto grandfather Bhishma
unto grandfather Bhishma
eva
Eva
certainly
certainly
abhirakshantu
Virakshantu
support may be given
support may be given
bhavantaha
Bhavantaha,
all of you
all of you
survey
survey
respectively
respectively
eva
Eva
certainly
certainly
he
he
and exactly.
and exactly
Now all of you must give full support to grandfather Bhishma standing at your respective strategic points in the phalanx of the army. Read purport.
Duryodhana, after praising the prowess of Bhishma, further considered that others might think that they had been considered less important. So, in his usual diplomatic way, he tried to adjust the situation in the above words.
He emphasized that Bhishma Deva was undoubtedly the greatest hero, but he was an old man. So everyone must especially think of his protection from all sides.
He might become engaged in the fight, and the enemy might take advantage of his full engagement on one side.
Therefore, it was important that other heroes would not lose their strategic position and allow the enemy to break the phalanx.
Phalanx. Formation.
Okay. Duryodhana clearly felt that the victory of the
Kurus.
Kurus depended on the
Presence.
presence of Bhishma Deva.
He was confident of the full support of Bhishma Dev and Dronacharya in the battle because he well knew that they did not even speak a word when Arjuna's wife Draupadi, in her helpless condition, had appealed to them for justice while she was being forced to strip naked in the presence of all the great generals in the assembly.
Although he knew that the two generals had some sort of affection for the Pandavas, he hoped that all such affection would now be completely given up by them, as was customary during the gambling performances. So this is again how he was diplomatically saying. One side he's saying Bhishma is so great and he's so powerful, but you still have to support him. If he's so powerful, you really don't have to say such words. But clearly he's very diplomatic, so you can understand his intent. And he's also confident that they will still, even though they have soft corner, he knows very well. Both Bhishma and Dronacharya have soft corner for Pandavas, but still he was hopeful.
And also, Prabhupada is talking about Draupadi over here.
Hmm.
You can tell.
So this is a very important question that comes up because Bhishma was not just an ordinary soldier, not an ordinary person in any way. In fact, Bhagavatam describes him as one of the 12 Mahajanas, means like a milestone devotees. It's like you can count on him for the standard and everything. Why is it that Bhishma Dev didn't do anything?
When Draupadi was
When Draupadi
asking
was
for
asking directly, everybody will have this doubt in the mind. And the acharyas have explained why a devotee, a pure devotee means who's actually all his actions, intents, he knows it is only to please Krishna. So he also knows how to understand the intent of Krishna. Now, the acharyas have explained Bhishma being in that standard of knowing Krishna's intent, he knew Krishna is always protecting his devotees. There is no doubt about it. So, if it meant for him to take a bad name for the rest of the life, for the rest of the generations to come, to criticize him, but to glorify one another devotee, Draupadi's affection and her surrender to Krishna, to exemplify that, he had to keep his mouth shut. That was the main reason Bhishma Dev did not speak up, did not do anything, because everybody knew exactly how Draupadi, she prayed to Krishna, called out Krishna, and how Krishna appeared in an unlimited sari. This is another question people might have. How can there be an unlimited sari? What kind of arrangement is that? People might ask, right? So this is the secret of Krishna's presence. Krishna, how he is present to us even today. We say Krishna is present to us in his holy name. his nama and rupa is not different. Now, there are so many ecstasies of perfection of chanting Hare Krishna. When you chant Hare Krishna perfectly, Krishna appears to you, he reveals to you, it is first through his sound, then through his nama, rupa, guna, or dharma. All these will open up one by one, as per Krishna's desire. And one of the ecstasies of Krishna being present to you is in the form of unlimited dress. It is one of the ecstasies in Chaitanya Charitamrita. If you read, you will find out about that. One of the qualities of Krishna being present with you is he becomes unlimited. That unlimited quality you will experience. So Krishna also gave that unlimited patra, Akshaya patra, to Draupadi.
If we have unlimited dress, we know Krishna is with us.
So you blow off your credit card.
No, from somewhere or the other, Krishna keeps sending,
Krishna becomes
That's why I didn't buy any dress the last 7, 8 years. Whenever I go, mom will give something, bhabhi will give something,
people
sister-in-law will give something, and I have to buy. Okay,
we can be happy. We can think like that. Okay.
I want small intelligence.
Yeah, so that's about Bhishma Devas.
We'll stop here.
Yeah. Bhagavad Gita part ki.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Yeah, you'll ask questions by then.
I will ask about
Yeah.
Lord Buddha. I think you said that's a bigger topic. So
Oh, you want to know now?
if
Sure.
there is time.
I can tell.
They also say, right, like Dashavatam in many places, they say Krishna is Buddha or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
We-
One of the Dashavtara is Buddha.
Buddha, yeah. Instead of what they do is that we have all this Bacha Korva, Susavataram, right? Some this thing they'll have Krishna. In some places they'll have instead of Krishna they'll have Buddha. So I
No, not
Yeah.
Krishna. It is one is Balaram. They will have Balaram.
and the one
Dashavatara Stotram.
Dashavatam, right?
See,
Yeah.
Dashavatara Stotram is written by a devotee called Jayadev Goswami. So because of him, Dashavatara became famous. Jai Jagadisha Hare. That song is very famous, right? So every avatar, 10 slokas he has written. It's there in the book also. Dashavatara Stotra. One we sing every time is Narasimha.
That was written by him.
That is written by him. Why Jayadev Goswami is so special? Again, there was just like if you want to be one of the acharyas in the parampara, one of the requirement is just like thesis. If somebody has to give you a PhD, you have to write a thesis, and the thesis have to be approved by all the professors. Correct? Like same way, one of the theses is Vedanta Sutra ke upar you have to write Bhashyam. Your own commentary you have to write, which should not contradict with anybody, but it should be your own original. Like that thesis you have to write, it's called Vedanta Sutra. Bhashyam or Vedanta Sutra you have to write. Now, this Jayadev Goswami was writing his Bhashyam, Govinda Bhashyam is called. He's writing, then there is one point, he gets stuck. He cannot write. Why? Because it says in the Krishna Lila, Krishna is holding Radha's feet and is massaging Radha's feet before he puts a ankle bells. It's not sounding right. Krishna is a supreme Lord, and Radha's feet he is catching. How can I write like this? So he is struggling to write. He wants to write, but he cannot write that. So he keeps the pen there. He tells his wife, you know what? I'll go take a bath. I'll come back, and then I'll see if I will get Krishna guides me, then I will write. I'll continue writing. He'll tell this much and he will go. Then she's cooking. Then in just 1 minute only, he comes back. No, 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 I got an idea. And he starts writing. Then he finishes writing. Then he asks, so you finished, I can eat your food now? I said, yeah, you can eat. So she serves the food and he's eating. Finished eating. Then he says, I'll come back again. Then he leaves. All this takes some time. So by then, actual Jayadev Goswami took bath and he comes back and he sees his wife is eating. It never happened. You don't eat before I eat. How is it that you are eating before me? What are you talking? You just came in, you wrote that, and you asked for food. I served you. Then only I'm eating. He said, wait, I came, I went for bath. Then he says, wait, you said I went and wrote. Then he goes back and he sees, actually that sloka was written, completed. I don't know the sloka by heart, but it's a beautiful verse. Krishna writes it. Krishna writes the whole poem there, and how Krishna actually holds Radha's feet and he does that whole Leela. Then he knew he was in ecstasy. That was not me. Krishna came and he wrote the whole poem. So that's called Govinda Bhasha. He writes. Then he, in his ecstasy, he writes this Dashavatar Stotra. But there are 24 avatars written in Bhagavatam, not 10. There are 24. And after writing 24, then Vyasadeva says, how many will I count? Just like the waves of the ocean, you cannot count that many avatars, nobody can count. Then he finally concludes, better I write one final sloka, Ete chamsa kala pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Indra Vyakulam Lokam Mrudyanti Yuge Yuge. Every yuga, every minute, there are scheduled incarnations as per the timing. Krishna continuously coming in all the species, not one species. So how many can I describe? I'm just concluding by saying that Krishna is a fountainhead of all incarnations, and those who know this know the entire truth. He concludes the sloka like that. And Jayadev Goswami, when he is writing this Dasavatara Sutra, in that there is Buddha, he mentions in that. So, Bhagavatam mein the other Balaram and Rama and all that are there. That's how the two versions are looking different, but they are not different. So this, the Buddha's role is what happens every time when Krishna establishes Bhagavad Gita. He does so because when there is a decline in religious principles, he re-establishes. Just like in this Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, 1st sloka, he'll tell you, I spoke the same Bhagavad Gita 4 billion years ago, but it got lost. Then again, I am reviving this science and I'm making you the disciple and teaching you again so that it will continue. Right? Then again, this same Gita 5,000 years back, even though he told, it got declined. So people started doing all sorts of animal sacrifices in the name of Vedas. People were committing such horrible crimes. They were putting babies inside the fire, sacrifice, all unauthorized. People make up things and they did all types of bad things in the name of Vedas. So Buddha comes and he says, stop this nonsense. You cannot forget Vedas only. So, because he's so powerful, in Vishnu himself, everybody listen to him. The Vedas are out of the door. So nobody is practicing Vedic rites, and there is only one instruction: Ahimsa Paramo Dharma. He taught only one thing. The entire religion became only one thing: Ahimsa. Ahimsa Paramo Dharma, Eki Dharma. So that's turned into Buddhism. But that's not the goal of Krishna. He wants everybody to practice Vedas. So then he had to send a very powerful personality like Lord Shiva himself. So Lord Shiva himself comes as Shankaracharya. to introduce Vedas back into the society. Now, see the challenge. He has to address people who are all atheists. Those who accepted Buddhism or Buddha's philosophy because they rejected the Vedas. And he has to tell, oh, Vedas are not bad. It is talking about ourselves. So Shankaracharya took only those portions of the Vedas which say, Arey, why did you reject the Vedas? Vedas are telling you are God. So he took only those portions of the Vedas which say where Atma and Paramatma are same quality, and we are as good as God. So this is called Advaita philosophy. But this is also not final truth.
So more Vedas, right? Krishna himself said.
No, Krishna himself gave the Vedas. Vedanta Krut, Veda with Eva Chaham. To my breathing, to Krishna's breathing, Vedas have come out.
Then he says, don't worry about too much of Vedic
The conclusion.
tradition.
No, Vedic conclusion. All these things are meant to bring you to the Vedic conclusion, Vedanta Sara. All the Vedas, the end of Veda is called Veda Anta. Vedanta. So Krishna talks about that verse also. If you have come to the final conclusion, then you will come to the understanding. Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. So if you come to the end of the Vedas, then you will understand Vasudeva Sarvamiti. If you didn't come to that conclusion, you have not come to Vedanta. You did not come. You're still navigating the waters.
I forgot to give.
Then we also heard from you that he said, don't worry about Vedas, Upanishads.
Yeah. Because all that is included, moment you come to this final conclusion. In Bhakti, everything is subset. Everything is a subset of Bhakti.
So you're learning all that to conclude finally.
Correct.
So if you can directly conclude, then you don't have to go through that whole.
Exactly. But the point is, you will understand, all that will open up and you will see everything in perspective.
You will see the connection.
You see, all the dots will be joined very nicely.
But
just like in Hindu culture right now, all of us are practicing something. If you just put all of them as dots, and if you finally know how to map all the dots together, then you will see the big picture. But if you don't connect the dots, then you will see everything is remotely, everybody is talking something. It's so weird, so confusing. Why somebody is saying like this, somebody is saying the opposite. It looks like that, but it is not.
And Buddha also talked about moderation, right? That philosophy of moderation, that don't be too harsh on yourself, but don't be an enjoyer. Like,
Yes, yeah, everything is there. Even the second chapter where we are talking right now is that only. You have to be controlling your senses. You're talking about all that, right?
so it is one of the avatars. Then?
It is one of the avatars, but that is not something you are supposed to follow.
It's not wholesome.
It's not wholesome. He did not come in that at that time. That's all. Like Shankaracharya. Now you cannot take that philosophy also, because that he was addressing only the Buddhists. So Advaita Vada you cannot take and say now Advaita is complete. No, that is also incomplete. And to refute that and to add more flavor to it, then the other acharyas have come. Ramanuja, Madhvacharya and all these. And Ramanujacharya came and he told, Visishta Advaita. It's Advaita. We are one like Krishna, but slightly we are different. We are different. Then he introduced the concept of Atma and Paramatma as two separate entities. Then Madhvacharya comes and says very strongly, don't even think that we are close to God. We are so minute, even though you are different. The Lord is so great and you're so minute. In fact, in his samadhi, he says we are Shuddha Dvaita. You cannot even think that you are same as God. So it becomes like wide spread understanding from Advaita, even though there is middle Visishta Advaita, it becomes Shuddha Dvaita. So then there is Dvaita Dvaita, Shuddha Dvaita, Dvaita Dvaita. All these concepts come.
If this is not taught properly,
People
then
will
we might think
we are,
such a concept in
yes,
Mm.
everybody is coming and teaching new things,
Mm.
right?
people think like that.
Also have
Anybody
now
would
that
have
it dots a little bit.
yes,
You're saying it was needed at that time for a
Right.
particular season.
exactly. And then each one has introduced one aspect of the Lord. Like Ramanujacharya introduced an aspect of the Lord to worship in pomp and honors and awe and reverence. So that's why you see in Tirupati how Balaji is worshipped in such great pomp and opulence.
Mhm.
Then Madhvacharya introduced a very mellow aspect of the Lord. He introduced Krishna, worship of Krishna. Then the other acharyas, Vallabhacharya and Vishnu Swami. Vishnu Swami again is coming from Rudra Sampradaya. So he introduced, Vallabhacharya introduced the baby form of Krishna. That's Vatsalya Rasa, how you can actually address Krishna in the Vatsalya form. And the other acharyas like Vishnu Swami, like I said, Shiva is the first one who introduced the name Radha into this world. So in that Rudra Sampradaya, he is the first one to introduce Radha Krishna worship. How Radha Krishna Pranaya Leela, which is Madhurya Rasa, another flavor he is introduced. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes and he synthesizes all the understanding starting from Buddha to the Radha Krishna worship, including everybody. And he introduces what is Sharanagati. In Sikshashtakam, he composes 8 verses and he covers everything. The entire philosophy is embedded there as Achintya Veda Abheda Tattva. In physics, if you say it's quantum physics. Simultaneously, you're one and different at the same time. The Jiva and Paramatma are one and same with Krishna, but different at the same time. How you are same? Only in quality. How you are different? In quantity. At the same time, but you always coexist and you are never separate from Vishnu. You are never separate. So this philosophy is achintya, means you cannot conceive with your brain, just like quantum physics. You cannot conceive with your brain. Like that, this philosophy cannot be conceived also. Achintya Veda Abheda Tattva. So that is a sum and bonum of entire philosophy.
Some people might think, oh, now so many theories have come. Maybe after this also there's any other theory. Your mind will say that. But Krishna says, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, there's nothing beyond.
Beyond this.
This is final. So you don't have to worry, oh, this is not the final. This is the final. Because it explains everywhere in Bhagavatam, in Bhagavad Gita. This conclusion is very,
Given
yeah. So it's very easy to
This
understand.
final does not mean that he won't be reborn again. Like
No,
you
no, no.
say-
Final means this philosophy is
the understanding.
the understanding.
And the
Even
people-
Shankaracharya did not touch Srimad Bhagavatam and give any other interpretation. Whereas he did that for Vedas. In Vedanta, he did. He took out only portions to create confusion. But that is only for bringing these people back into the Vedic line.
Yeah, I forgot. Okay.
That's what Christianity can be.
It's okay. I forgot completely about the mango.
How did you come to this?
She tasted it.
Yeah, that's all.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So what did you say?
What happened?
Allergic.
She has given up mango.
Oh, not allergic.
I was like, that cannot be right. Nobody can be allergic to mango. Okay, okay. When we go to
Kashi.
India,
Kashi.
okay, yeah, we give up.
So with this, we'll stop.